This week, a team of runners will set out on a 150-kilometre test of endurance from the mid-north coast to Lake Macquarie in honour of a very special girl. Charlie's Run for Kids is a tale of friendship and community spirit brought together through a tragic event that no family should ever have to go through.
It's no ordinary backyard barbecue. It's the launch of Charlie's Run for Kids, a truly unique charity ensuring Charlie Carr lives forever. A sense of purpose born out of a loving parent's worst fear, the unbearable pain of losing a child.
Watching your child die and knowing that you're not going to have them in your life that's the worst thing that can have happened to you in life.
Brett and Melissa Carr lost their beautiful daughter 3.5 years ago to neuroblastoma, a disease that attacks the nervous system and claims more children under 5 than any other cancer. Still experiencing the joy of a new baby, they found out when Charlie was just 8 months old, a moment that would change their lives forever, pinpointed to the 4 walls of a doctor's surgery.
I remember the day distinctly when they told us that she had cancer, and that was a really hard day. And then I think you get into your adrenaline just keeps you going, and you just focus on hope and you just get through stuff.
And just getting through everyday life presents the most difficult decisions. Things like choosing the right time for an oncologist to tell siblings.
Frank told Tom that Charlie had had all the treatment that she could have, and that he had done everything for her that he could do. And then Tom looked at Brett and said, "Is she going to die?" And Brett said, "Yeah, mate, she is." And then he looked at me to double check and said, "Mum, is she going to die?" And I said, "Yeah, mate, she is." And then he looked directly at Frank, who Tom had known for 8 years, and he said to Frank, "Well, you have to do something to save her because she's my best friend and I can't live my life without her." That was probably the hardest day, wasn't it? Like having to tell him, because he adored her and she adored him.
But it's the lessons Charlie taught them in her short but precious life that gives her family the strength to go on.
Just the courage that she had, and she's taught me so much, really.
Every time I make a decision about things in life, I think about her, and I think, what would she say to me? And she'd say, "Mum, if it's going to be fun and you're going to enjoy it and it's good for you, then you just go do it."
That spirit led the Carrs and their close friends, Shane and Kylie Waddingham, to establish Charlie's Run for Kids.
The thick and thin of what we do is the realistic part of it is that, we're losing children to childhood cancer, and it's just devastating. I don't know what else to say.
But he doesn't have to. Actions speak louder than words. This Wednesday, Shane will lead a group of runners from Seal Rocks to Dudley, a 150-kilometre trek over 5 days, running through the pain barrier to help others in need.
There'll be a lot of blood, sweat and tears over those 5 days, but in the end, it's what we're doing is a minor little thing compared to what these families are going through.
And this year they'll be doing it for Arlo Matthews. As the tiny Warners Bay toddler sits in Westmead Hospital tonight, preparing for a major operation, his beaming smile masks a life of chemotherapy.
They did it for us in 2015? 2014, and we know firsthand how much it helps.
And so does the tight-knit Dudley community. Each year the homecoming just gets bigger. Next Sunday is shaping up as no exception. A special day for a special girl.
I know that she'd be just so proud of everything that the charity's doing, and that Shane and Kylie are doing in keeping it going, and she would just love it. She would think it's amazing.
Stephen Mount, NBN News.
Beautiful story. The dream of one day conquering the galaxy is now a reality for dozens of Sydney school children. 32 students are rocketing along to space camp in the US, hoping to return with skills that will help bring the stars back home.
Space, the final frontier.
For centuries, we've looked skywards, dreaming of what's beyond. But for these Year 9 and 10 students from Sydney's southwest, getting themselves to space no longer feels like a mission that's light years away.
You're almost one step into the rocket.
Yeah. I'm ready to go now.
In all, 32 local school kids are preparing to blast off to the United States on a 2-week trip to NASA Space Camp.
I would have never thought I could, go to space, but now this has given me an opportunity to actually believe that I could.
While they may have been selected because of the scientific skills and promise they possess, these girls are well aware there's a bigger plan in place. With construction of the new Western Sydney airport underway, the surrounding aerotropolis is destined to include a new aerospace institute and university, allowing local talent like this to stay local.
Personally, I'm really, really excited to see so many young women in white lab coats. These are girls who are confidently talking about going into physics, chemistry, astronomy. Young women in white lab coats. These are girls who are confidently talking about going into physics, chemistry, astronomy. That's an amazing thing to be part of.
For some, it might be hard to believe that these rolling hills could, within a decade, be Australia's answer to Silicon Valley. But for these young students, the paddocks present amazing opportunities. They're eager to be among the 200,000 new jobs created when the aerotropolis here takes off.
People used to make fun of us and mock us, but I think now we can hold our heads high and we know there's something coming in our backyard, with so much opportunity for these young girls.
Opportunities truly out of this world. Tim Davies, NBN News.
NASA has launched a satellite into space in the hope of better understanding the Earth's ice sheets, glaciers and snow cover. The ICESat-2 uses an extremely precise laser to collect measurement data to track the Earth's shrinking polar ice. It's hoped the project will shed light on how much the Arctic and Arctic ice sheets grow and shrink each year. It's time for sport now with Sam Djodan, and the Rabbitohs are trying to put the drama behind them. Sam.
Well, Jonah, Adam Reynolds certainly did his best to get the talk back on the footy. Coming up after the break, we speak to one of the under-pressure Burgess brothers after that thrilling win. And what sparks this ugly confrontation between a Wallabies flanker and the fan?
Manolo, stop warm, come in. What's wrong?
It's dry.
Your scalp might get dry in the winter too. Try Head and Shoulders Dry Scalp Care. It nourishes the scalp and keeps you up to 100% flake-free. Head and Shoulders Dry Scalp Care.
Hi, Angel. Sorry, I lost track of time.
Nick loves me very much and is very sorry. You should forgive me. Heart with stars.
We predicted that. Son, he's not well. Fine, sorry.
Sorry, I'm getting a bit emotional.
I don't know where that came from. I call it like I've got a family.
Good grief.
Both of my eyes.
Both of your eyes. $50 million?
No. I just couldn't.
200 million.
You can't really put a price on your sight.
This is Bond. Back when she opened up, Bond had healthy competition from Joe and Flo, and business was good. But then the big players came to town with their franchise muscle and big city marketing budgets. So Bond fought back and turned to Local Search, the digital experts. Local Search's personalised digital marketing strategy got Bond's business here, here and here. Right in front of locals searching for flowers online. Local Search, giving the power back to small business. On your Bond.
I'm thinking about how much it means to stay in touch. Never before have we been able to share life this way. It's beautiful. We're lucky to live in these times. And I work at Southern Phone, so I get to do what I love every day. Connect with people.
Experience Southern Phone's award-winning regional Australian customer service. Call 13 14 64 or visit us online today.
Have myself a whole lot of fun. You on the sunny side, everything is bright.
at Good Feet Store, Katara.
Beating the Dragons last night was a morale booster for South, but it didn't make their nude photo. The players were questioned after the match, Tom Burgess saying his older brother Sam made a mistake.
A good end to a bad day for Sam Burgess. The Rabbitohs enforcer embraced by teammates after one of the most difficult victories of his life. In the stands for emotional support, Mum Julie. Wife Phoebe nowhere to be seen in the wake of her husband's nude photo scandal. Something he wasn't keen to talk about after the game.
Where's the last couple of days been?
Yeah, well, it's good to get a win tonight. I thought we were pretty scrappy at times.
While the images were sent from Burgess's social media account, his face isn't shown and the identities of those involved are unclear. But the stress is clearly taking a toll on his family.
He's disappointed, you know. He's obviously made a mistake, but I think it's going to be alright. There's an investigation going on now, and they'll sort it out.
The Rabbitohs' week from hell ended on a high thanks to Adam Reynolds. The Little General scored all 13 points in the victory over the Dragons, becoming the first player since Billy Smith in 1971 to kick 3 field goals to win a finals match.
You know, in those moments, it's my job to put the ball between the posts. I sort of look forward to those moments. You know, we do a lot of scenario-based training around them situations, so I think it takes the pressure out of it.
The pressure ramps up even more next week. A grand final qualifier against their greatest rivals, the Roosters.